late summer garden. What to harvest now and preparing for the fall. Well, sometimes you don't even have to worry about what to harvest now. It'll tell you. When your odd little cantaloupes start falling off the vine and the vine starts giving up the ghost, I guess it's about time to harvest. You know, we don't spray out here. We got a little bit of aphid infestation, and since the squash bugs have finished up on that last batch of squash, they moved over here. Well, we've got quite a few of these off. They hang really well, but when they're ripe, they just pop right at the stem. And these two are on the ground. Let's see if we got anything else to harvest. But can you feel it? The days are just a little shorter. The mornings are a little cooler. And even the warm afternoons. You step out, you kind of feel it. We are turning into fall. Gardens are going to go ahead and wind down. We need to start thinking about this. That first round of squash is done. Those leaves are all gone. But we got watermelons. Not yet. A couple different varieties. I think this one, we got two varieties here. Look at that. That yellow spot. Yeah, I thought it was good a couple days ago. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one. And today is Saturday. You know what that means. We go to you and we celebrate what's going on in your garden. And there's a lot of harvesting going on. There's a lot of preparing for the next season. Let's also take a look at some of our successes. Even as the garden winds down, we still got some pretty good harvest coming on. And as that first batch of cantaloupe is finishing up, check this out. And that's why we succession planned. Oh, geez. From this angle, I can see something else. And it always surprises me year after year how well this stuff can hide in here. This morning's a perfect time to just sit and reflect on the garden. We're sort of in that transition phase. You know, we make plans and God laughs. The basics are the same, but every year's a little different. This year, on average, we were above with our rain and our cool weather in the spring. Tomatoes didn't fare so well. I mean, we're still getting plenty of nice tomatoes, but not like years past. But then on the other hand, the cucumbers are still producing. Some years we don't get any. You plan, God laughs. And of course, the deep mulch allowed us to start earlier and has kept this garden going this well, this long. We've got a couple viewers. Let's take a look at their success over the year. You know, they were just like us. They did it the traditional way. Once they started using the deep mulch, just to check out how their gardens are doing. And this is East Texas Zone 8, very hot. This is also Zone 7, very hot. Mike and Linda started using the deep mulch just a couple years ago, and it's changed the way that they look at their garden. Of course, they use some raised beds, but their in-ground continues to produce like mad. And what they discovered is how nice it is to share. They produce more food than they can put up and eat, and they're able to share with all their friends and neighbors. Walter started in this very small 10 by 10 area. Traditional gardening. Weeds took over, but then he discovered the mulch. Now he's able to produce enough that they're able to go ahead and ferment and save for the future. He's also found the joy in giving away a bunch. By using containers and trellises, he's tripled his harvest, and he's able to grow year-round. You know, the contributors to this channel are just amazing. I do appreciate you allowing us to share your stories. What to harvest in late summer. Banana peppers are starting to come on real good, except we want to use these to cook with, so I want these to get a little bigger. And we're just loaded in here. Now, I've been watching this watermelon for a while. It's still kind of white on the bottom. I'm waiting for that to turn before I pick it, although the vine is dying back. It thumps nice. We just picked that other big one. I'll let this wait a couple more days. That's the same one back here. That's not quite as hollow. Random watermelon just popping up in your deep mulch garden. Our first year fig tree. I think those are supposed to be a little bigger than that. But it's got some really nice growth on it. Likes where I planted it. We ought to have some good figs next year. We might even get a taste that one. Now I think the main takeaway about what you want to harvest is not get too excited. This one is a black diamond. It's not going to get any bigger than that. And it's just about ready with that nice orange bottom. And we also have a Kusha melon here. This looks like it's white on the bottom still. But we've got a honeydew melon. And this vine kind of went ahead and dropped a little bit, and it's on the ground. I'm not 100% sure when that's going to be ripe. But it still feels good and fleshy, and it still has some good leaves on it. So I'm not in any hurry to take those off. But your tomatoes, anytime they start making color, it's time to get them off. Look at that, this okra we planted in July is going to start flowering here just directly. You know, we do mulch in around the plants as they're growing, but with this density, it's really hard to even think about coming in and covering the entire area. But we want to plan for it. That time of year, helping the neighbor put up some hay. That way I'm going to get a couple bales. I know we were going to talk about what to harvest. When you come out here and your bean trellis is just hanging beans everywhere, I don't think I'm going to be able to just talk about it. I'm going to need to get to harvest. Oh, look at this. Got another cucumber. Well, let me go get something to put this stuff in, and while we do that, let's take a look at a couple more of our contributors and see what they're doing as far as their harvest in their deep mulch garden. Dawn made a pass through the garden. Got a bunch of the usual suspects that are ready to come in the house. A wonderful haul, Dawn. Art already had a plan for what he was going to do with his eggplants. And he didn't even invite me to dinner. Art, that looks delicious. Thank you. In Bruce's Orlando Food Forest, he's doing the second hardest thing you do in a garden, and that's wait for things to get ripe. And just look at the things that are getting ripe. Bruce, your deep mulch food forest is an inspiration to us all, and I appreciate you sharing all year long. Thank you. Now looky what I found. Come here, buddy. You're only about half grown. I did see some eaten up little leaves up here. All you have to do is look, you're gonna find them. Aren't those nice? Let me go throw him out in the woods. Now, weren't those fantastic? I invite you to become a contributor to this channel. Doesn't cost anything. We just celebrate what's going on in your garden. This gives us a motivation to come out here every day and just see exactly what's possible. Gives us ideas and inspiration. Hit that thumbs up button. It'll tell YouTube to push this out to more people that might want to learn how to garden. Well, squirrels got in here and ate all of our last gym corn. I know it was squirrels. If it was raccoons, this would have been knocked down to the ground. And Chubby is way too big to do this. And I actually saw a squirrel running out of the garden. But this gives us an opportunity to prepare for fall. And in our deep mulch garden, we just cut and drop. Cut it off down towards the ground, leave those roots in, and just cut and drop. Literally, that's all we do. And since the garden is a long game, every step we take is planning for the next step. And this will be part of next year's crop as it breaks down. started off today as a nice, easy celebration of our friends and viewers has turned into preparing for fall. And you can always find something to do in the garden. And just like finding that worm, shiny object. I'll get back to this in a minute. Do you see it? Breakfast. Well, that was a little too small. Gotta love okra right off the plant. I maintain you need to enjoy your garden, so come out and graze. But when you have one crop or another start coming on in full force, you have to have some kind of plan what to do with that. Maybe you just want to give it away, the stuff you can't eat. If you want to save it for the winter, there's all kind of options. You can dry it, you can it, you can pickle it, you can freeze it. Just have a plan in place. And sometimes the hardest work you do is harvest, not because it's heavy work necessarily. Everything just hides so well. You're ready to come off. You'll be ready tonight. Okay, there's 4 more in there that could probably go just a little longer, but you got to stay after it. Especially with your cucumbers. If you want them to produce as long as these have, you can't let these turn orange and go to seed. That old wives' tale about not being able to plant in August, that's just phooey. We've been planting right along all summer long. Now this is summer squash and it grows very fast. And I'll bet we've got plenty of time before the first frost to get a couple nice squash off that. And then you turn around and you've got Armenian cucumbers all over in here. And right now, this time of year, the hot peppers are starting to turn. What do you think? I don't know if this is a scorpion or a ghost. Really? You think I ought to try it? Ah, that's child's play. Actually, that's pretty good. As we move towards fall, let's start thinking about the mulch you're going to put down. As you're mowing the last of your yard, make sure you save those long clippings. Some of the leaves are starting to fall. The cottonwood trees, this time of year, they kind of dry out a little bit. That's my first leaves I'm going to be able to put on here. You can see they're falling nicely just as my container peppers are turning. I'm still waiting on a chip drop. But all in all, we're prepared to go ahead and cover this. We'll just cut and drop until then. You can do this too. And until next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant. Let's go plant garden.